This is question number 15 on the January 2017 Common Core Algebra 2 Regents, and this question is a lot simpler than it appears. It's actually just a substitution of values question. All of the complicated looking formulas and numbers, they'll just end up going into your calculator in a pretty straightforward manner. So let's take a look. We have here the loudness of a sound is measured in units called decibels. These units are measured by first assigning an intensity I.O. to a very soft sound called the threshold sound. So we could see that in the formula here. The sound to be measured is called an intensity, labeled here. And the decibel rating D is found using this equation, D equals 10 log of I over I.O. And the threshold sound, which we know is I.O., audible to the average person, is this, 1.0 times 10 to the negative 12th watts per meter squared. We don't have to worry about the units too much here. This is not a physics course, so you don't have to show the steps for the units. You could just put in the numbers. So we have some sound level classifications, and then we have how would a sound with the intensity, that's our I, 6.3 times 10 to the negative third be classified. So all we have to do is put all of this stuff into the equation. With D being the decibel value, I being what we're testing, and I.O. being that given threshold sound. So the D is what we're trying to find. 10 log I, that's 6.3 times 10 to the negative third, over 1.0 times 10 to the negative 12th. And this is something we're going to put directly into the calculator. So what we have is 10 log. And now there is an easy way to input these scientific notations. It's 6.3, and then you'll note above the comma there's an EE. So we put second comma. That literally means scientific notation, and it takes the place of times 10 to the. So we want to use this rather than putting it in manually, because if you put it in manually times 10 to the negative third, you have to wrap that in parentheses. The calculator would treat that as two separate numbers in a calculation, whereas if you put it in with this E, the calculator treats that as one value, so you don't have to worry about screwing up parentheses here. And then we're going to put this as 1.0. And again, second comma for scientific notation, negative 12. Now what we get is 97.99, so basically 98. So again, if you look at the inputs, I'm using second comma, which is capital E, and represents scientific notation. And it makes it a lot easier to input those values into the calculator. So it's about 98, and that is going to fall into the very loud category. And the answer is choice number 3.